Draw the sacrum in and up, lift the central channel up through the top of the head. Feel an effortless lift of your torso. Bring your hands behind, press your fingertips down, and let your thighs release down. And then root the outer hips and thighs down as you lift the sides of the body up, outer hips to armpits. And then find that reverse C in your armpit chest, back of the armpit to the front of the armpit up, inner edge of the shoulder blades down, and maintain that as you bring your hands on your thighs. Palms can be up or down, elbows just under the shoulders. And then maintain the lift of the upper arm bones, roll them back, and bring the shoulder blades onto the back. So the top of the shoulder blades broaden and the bottom edge comes in. And when you take the outer arms back, the outer edge of the shoulder blades move back and the inner edge of the shoulder blades move in. So maintain that lift and openness in the chest. And then so you're not overdoing the arch in your back body, take your tailbone a little towards your pubis and up the front of the spine. Lift the pelvic floor like a hook up. Yeah, tailbone forward and a little up. Widen in the lower front ribs diaphragm and draw the sides of the waist back. So you're not shoving your lower back ribs in. Keep the ribs over the hips. Maintain the movement of the thoracic spine in and the sternum up and the shoulders back. Draw the chin back a little so the ears line over the shoulders, over the hips. And tuck the chin slightly without dropping the head. Susan, head up more. Yeah. So your gaze is just slightly down, but maybe an arm's length in front of you. You can have the eyes open or closed. Rest the tongue on the roof of the mouth, close the mouth, relax your jaw and teeth and throat, and breathe through your nose so that you feel the breath at the tips of your nostrils and just contemplate your breath. Totally relax your arms. There's no engagement in your arms. The shoulder blades are on the back, the chest is lifted, but the arms are relaxed. And observe the breath as it flows in your hairs of your nose, in your nasal passages. Stimulating the hairs in the nose with the slow breath communicates to our nervous system that we are safe and we can relax. So it turns on the parasympathetic nervous system, rest, digest, and ease. And then drawing the awareness further back in the nasal passages. Imagine you're smelling something delicious, like the scent of a rose in the early morning dew, and open there so that you can receive the breath easily. Maybe you can feel the flow of the breath in your sinus cavities of your face, forehead, temples, cheeks. Drop down into the windpipe in your throat, the trachea, and you feel the breath moving there. Keep open in the back of the nasal passages. And then drop further down into the chest cavity and then out into the lungs, right and left. Can you feel the breath moving in your lungs, right and left? Begin to lengthen the breath so that you're inhaling for about 5 seconds and exhaling for 5 to 7 seconds. As you inhale, the diaphragm engages, moving down, spreading out like a lake in all directions. It moves down only about an inch. And the lower ribs flare out like the wings of a bird. When you exhale, the diaphragm relaxes, coming up back into its dome shape up under the ribs, and the ribs move back in. So the deepest part of the breath is the diaphragm, the abdominal breath. And then secondly, the side ribs begin to expand out and up like 2 bucket handles, moving out and up. And then as you exhale, they release back in and down. And this is all happening 360 degrees all the way around, front, side, and back. And then it's diaphragm, side ribs, upper back, and upper chest is the third part of the breath. Don't neglect that part. And then as you exhale, it's just a slow release. So the first rib is above your clavicle. The lungs go all the way up there, and 60% of your lung capacity is in the back body. So take this opportunity to lengthen and deepen your breath, to bring energy and life force and health and vitality to your being. and focus as well. So we'll do our opening chant, Om together, Shanti together, call and response in the midsection. So bring your hands to prayer, Namaste Mudra. Look at my hands for a moment and see how the fingers are spread. So instead of that, bring the fingers all the way together like that, like a seal. And then this part of your thumb is going to be pressing on your sternum. So take this bottom part of your thumb to the bottom part of your sternum, press and lift. And then lift your upper arm bones and roll your shoulders back again from your shoulder blades onto the back. That's your mid-back core. Tailbone forward, sides of the waist back for the support of the other bandhas. Then fingers together and firm. Press firmly into the sternum. Fingers point straight up. Good. Roll your shoulders back a little. Drop your elbows down. So your wrists are a little higher up than your elbows. Yeah, and it's a firm seal. Okay, take an inhale to chant together. Om. Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navaditam Astuma Vidvishavahai Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a deeper breath as you lift your heart, and as you exhale, release your head over forward from the base of your neck, which is at the top of your shoulders, and release your hands to your thighs. And as you release the head forward, draw the trachea, the windpipe, in the front of the throat towards the back of the neck, and draw the sides of the throat towards the back of the neck. So you create a hollowing sensation in the front of the throat, and then release the muscles at the back of the neck and the base of the skull as you curl the tip of the chin in a little bit towards the notch at the clavicles without hardening. Keep the lift of the chest, the upper arm bones rolling back, tail forward, sides of the waist back. So you have the little bit of a Mula Bandha, a little bit of Uddiyana, and a little bit of Jalandhar Bandha. These are the three seals called Mahabandha, the great seal, when done together. And it's a gentle, it's not like a firm thing. It's more of a natural thing created by the posture. Let the head be calm and cool and drain of its chaotic energy, and let that sink down into your heart center. And let your heart center expand in the back, sides, front, up and down. And let that be fiery and alert and active and passionate and brilliant, like a diamond shining and reflecting everything, everywhere, all the time. And then root down into your pelvic floor and legs into your seat, and stay solid and grounded in your seat, open and spacious in your heart, and calm and collected in your head. And then curl up the back of the neck. Keep your eyes closed, ears over the shoulders. Draw the eyes to the back of the head. Keep the gaze soft and broad. Once again, drop into your seat. Open in the back of your heart, sides, front, up and down. And keep your head cool and soft, and your eyes soft and spacious as you allow them to gently float open. Okay, so then we will change the cross of the legs to the opposite cross. So go ahead and extend your legs and massage down your leg a few times. And then when you cross, just go to your opposite cross, change the cross. Once again, adjust the pelvic floor and the thighs. And take your tailbone forward, sides of the waist back, and roll your upper arm bones back and firm the shoulder blades on the back. So always doing this whenever you take your seat, take a few moments to check your points of posture. Now interlace your fingers, change the interlace to the opposite cross. Turn the palms out, spread the palms well, thumbs down, pinkies up, and then extend your arms. And roll your forearms in so your wrist creases point to each other and thumbs down, pinkies up. And then find your upper arm bones and draw the deltoids down and firm the elbows in. Draw the sides of the waist back, tailbone forward, and then inhale, take your arms up. Stop when you feel a little resistance and breathe, not to force through resistance, right? But bring the armpits and triceps towards each other, shoulder blades broad. Firm the elbows. Now find your rib cage. Lift your rib cage directly up off your ribs, off your hips. Feel like you have a little more space for your waist. Draw your front ribs back, Robin, and your sacrum. Yeah, there you go. And then lift your arms a little more. Maybe get a little more lift. Squeeze the elbows, squeeze the triceps, lift the ribs, lift the crown of the head up. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, undo and float your arms. So I won't mirror since we're on both sides today. So bring your left arm across to your right knee. Bring your right hand behind you with your fingertips pointing back. Bend your elbows a little out to the side, not straight arms. So bend your elbows and drop your shoulders a little down. And then observe your pelvis. So your left hip wants to come with you. So draw your left knee a little back to your left hip. So your sitting bones are square. You're in the center of your pelvic floor. We're doing a 5-part twist. So keep your head with your chin in line with your chest and draw your ears back over your shoulders. Lift your chin a little, Sandra. Lift your chin a little. Yeah, there you go. Good. Okay, so take an inhale, lengthen up, and then as you exhale, it's the waist, the belly button, the flesh and organs of the waist in that space between the hips and ribs turns quite a bit around the spine. The spine doesn't turn much there, but the fleshy bits can turn quite a bit if you allow that. Okay, once again, left knee, left hip, be in the center of your pelvic floor, pull the elbows apart. And inhale, lift the rib basket directly up in the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, turn the thoracic part of your spine and rib cage, which has, that's the deepest part of the twist in your spine. So observe that and take the right ribs into the spine, left ribs away. Left knee back to left hip, the center of the pelvic floor, pull the elbows apart, lift the rib basket, lift the crown of the head, and then exhale, pull with the hand on the knee, press with the hand behind, and turn your shoulders and upper back deeper into the twist. So faina, so your left shoulder can come around and yes, like that. Yes, bend the elbow and pull the elbow out to the side to broaden your chest and upper back. So look here, faina, with your elbow out. Yes, and shoulders down. And yes, and then let your right shoulder come back and left shoulder come. Yes, yes, good. Draw the chin in, draw the left hip back, lift the rib basket, lift the crown of the head, ears over the shoulders, chin level, turn your head gently. Don't crank your neck around. Breathe. Once again, center of the pelvic floor, lift the rib basket and the crown, and then turn your eyes. And then everything can deepen into the twist. Take a little deepening into the twist. And then gently release. Come back to the center. Come onto your fingertips and come forward. So as you come forward, roll your tailbone a little towards your pubic bone. So don't shove your lower back in. Okay. Yeah. Good. And then lift the rib basket directly up off your hips again. So there's a little space for the hollowing of your abdomen. And then walk a little forward. And then curl your tailbone a little forward. And lift your rib basket up a little, create space. And then maybe walk a little more forward. Maybe you go to flat palms. Curl your chin in a little towards the notch of the clavicles without dropping your head down. Keep your heavy head from dropping. Yes. And instead, move your thoracic spine a little in. Then maybe you come a little more forward. And then there's a soft roundness in your back when you get further down, right? Keep your arms super straight and press into your hands. Imagine you're doing down dog in your arms. Yes. Find your triceps and roll them towards each other and the elbows as the shoulder blades broaden. And then Sandra, stay there, maybe even back up a little. And then the thoracic spine, T12 on up, move that in and forward towards your chest. Yeah, so that part moves in any amount. That's most important thing for you. Good, now you walk up halfway. Come to your right knee, one hand on either side of your right knee. Like equidistance from the sides of your knee, and you can use your blocks. Yeah. And not to overshoot the knee, right? Just go in the direction of the knee, but don't go too low, start high. And then once again, lift the rib basket directly off the hip. So you have a little more space to turn as needed. And then you walk in the direction of the knee. Now your left hip will get light. So you reach your left sitting bone back even as you turn. And don't let, don't be too heavy-handed on one thing or the other, but try to get a little more freedom of movement, right? Without letting your left hip just fly up, without any decision to move it back down, right? And you can push into your hands to help with that. Palms can be flat when you get low. Try to keep your arms straight, RT, like in down dog. And look at me. Push down into your hands and forward into your fingers. Like activate your arms. Say you're bench pressing the floor away from you. And elbows are straight. Elbows are straight. Yes, squeeze the elbows in and up. And when you do that, at the same time, broaden the shoulder blades. Yes, try not to overly extend your arms. Keep your shoulder blades firm on your back. Okay, now walk your hands back halfway, and then going through center, you come to the other knee. So you have one hand on either side of your knee, right? Equidistance. And don't go too low, but lift the rib basket directly up off the ribs. So you have a little more space between your hips and ribs to turn that flush around the spine. And then you walk in that direction of the knee. And once again, don't drop your head, right? Try to keep your neck in line with the rest of the spine and reach the right sitting bone forward, and try to keep your arms as if you're in downward facing dog. Yeah, and your hands and fingers. Yeah, good. Yeah, just go to your comfortable place with a little bit of, discomfort, that you can find a right pace of that, and then breathe into that. And soon your body might go, oh, and release, right? That's the goal, not force. And then draw the waist in as you come up about halfway and come back to the center. And then one more time in the front. Wrap the shoulder blades around towards the armpits. Straight elbows. Yes, RT. Work your triceps. Squeeze your triceps in. Yeah, stay there and breathe. I'm going to give you a little adjustment. So the hands and forearms roll this way, but the shoulders and upper arms roll that way, and the triceps, yes, like that. And keep broad here. Yes. So you find that sweet spot. Yeah. Good. Okay, and then pull the waist in to come back up. So you can use some arms, of course, but you're using your waist. Okay, then extend your leg. And now we do our more vigorous. You can do a loose fist, or you can, if you're doing your flat palms, cup your hands and go more on the outer and inner legs, not on the bones. You can do the groins. You can do the buttocks and the hips. You can circle the ankles. You can circle the knees. Okay, joints like circling. Okay, and then you get to do your comfortable cross, and we repeat. Roll the front thighs in, broaden the pelvic floor, take your asana. When you take your asana, take it mindfully, like you're a queen or a king, royal or a Buddha, an enlightened one. Every time. And find spaciousness and openness, not rigidity and fear and anxiety, right? But find peace and like empty your body of all the joints, the muscles, the tendons and ligaments. So you're like an empty shell of light and energy and peace and regalness. Yes. There we go. Now take your interlace, turn your palms, pinkies up, thumbs down, and look to the wrists. They face each other. And then find your triceps. That's here, right? Here's your tricep. Wrap that around and squeeze that in towards each other, right? And then inject your arm bones a little in your shoulder sockets, tailbone forward, sides of the waist back. We have some support of the bandhas. And then inhale, take your arms up. Don't fight and fuss, but find where you meet resistance. Stop there. Remember your beautiful rib basket that you can lift directly up off your hip and your crown, and use that to help you lift your arms, right? And then squeeze your elbows and triceps in again. Turn your palms, pinkies back, thumbs forward. And then find your thoracic spine and move it in towards your chest as you move your arms more up and back. Yes, lift your chin, little Susan. Chin up. Yes, there you go. That's your chin level, Susan. Good. And then exhale, release. And then we go to the left. So your right hand goes to the left knee, left hand behind you. Bend your elbows. Look here, bend your elbows. Yeah. Then pull your elbows apart and shoulders down and chest up. Yes, there you go. Now, right knee to right hip. Try to keep your right hip from going into the twist with you. Center of the pelvic floor. Inhale, you lift the rib basket directly up and the crown. Exhale, you're going to turn that belly button flush that space in between around the spine dramatically. Ooh. Right knee back to right hip, center of the pelvic floor, elbows out. Inhale again, rib basket and crown directly up. Exhale, the rib basket twists and the spine, the thoracic spine. Feel the vertebrae in your spine twisting in your rib cage area. Go for it. It's really beneficial. Right ribs away from the spine, left ribs into the spine. Right knee back to right hip, center of the pelvic floor, elbows out, rib basket and crown up. This time you turn the upper back and shoulders, pulling a little bit with the hand on the knee, pressing with the hand behind. Let your right shoulder come around, left shoulder back, shoulder blade on. Yep, good. Lean back a little, Robin, towards the rope wall. Yep. And then inhale again, right knee back to right hip, rib basket and crown directly up. Draw the chin back, ears over the shoulders, and then gently turn your head. Don't force that. Be here and breathe for a moment. Right knee back to right hip, center of the pelvic floor, elbows broad. Inhale, you lift directly up, rib basket and crown. And then exhale and turn the eyes, and then go deeper. Take everything with you. And then gently release. So good. Nothing like a little twist to brighten your day. And then you go forward on your fingertips to start, shoulders down, shoulder blades firm, waist back, tail a little forward, back of the neck long without dropping the head. Maybe you go flat. Keep your arms like down dog. Good to always practice that rotation, right? The wrists and the fingers and the forearms, especially when there's no weight on it, like barely any weight, right? So then you can practice when there's more weight. But still, it's as if you're kind of bench pressing the floor a little bit down and forward. And breathe into your back ribs. 60% of your lung capacity is there. Don't forget to move your thoracic spine in. Yeah, go back a little, Robin and Sandra, and stay there. And now move your sternum forward towards your chin. Yes. Find that part of your back. Good. And then pull your waist in to come up about halfway onto your fingertips. Go to your left knee first this time. Drop the right hip. Lengthen, turn, and then go in the direction of your left leg, rooting your right hip down a little. So the right ribs have to come around to the front, right? Yes, there you go. Spread your fingers and push all your knuckles into the floor. Widen your fingers, look at your fingers and hands and see that there's even distance between your fingers. Yes. Draw the waist in, come to your fingertips, walk up halfway through center, other side, hands equidistant from the right knee, left hip drops down, lift the rib basket, get some space, turn from the waist, and then come in the direction of the knee, and maybe go to flat palms. Left ribs come around this time. Breathe. Yes, good. Yeah. Breathe. The most important thing is the breath, breathing. If you're not breathing, then you can situate things on your exhale, but focus on your inhale and your exhale, continuously inhale and exhale, breathing into the shape. Okay, and then draw the waist in, come to the fingertips, come up halfway to the center, and then down. Remember, everything is about finding the right shape and then breathing into the shape. So the prana, the life force, the lymph, the blood, everything is moving. Prana is bioelectric magnetic energy. It's nervous system energy. It's the blood. It's the lymph. It's everything, right? Yes. Breathe mindfully into the shape. So you're mindful of the entire shape as you breathe. Yes. Archie, you can drop your head. You're at the point. Yes. So the top of the head comes to the ground. Yes. Yes. And then you pull your waist in to draw yourself back. You can use your arms a little too. But if you have to use all arms, you've gone too far. Right? You've extended, you're like, right? So you want to use the waist to come back up. Okay. Now go ahead and take your legs out. Yeah, you can pound, you can, whatever you like. You can just rub. Yeah. But direct the energy to move back into because things get stuck. Yeah, good. Okay. And then we do our wrist stretches. Dun, 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 dolphin, like a dolphin. That's not my wrist. Those are the ankles. Okay. So, but these, I like these. So And we haven't done these in so long. And yeah, I think they're healthy for us. And keep in mind that if any portion of any class you like, you do that at home as a 5 to 10 to 15 to 20-minute practice. Okay, that's your practice, your daily practice. And then you can change it. It doesn't always have to be a 1.5 hour yoga class or whatever. That's just when you come to class. That's not your practice. Okay, all right. So you can face these guys. Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah, you don't want the blanket in probably on front, but you'll see how you go. Okay. So the first one is bring your hands in front of you and take your hands sort of, sort of inner edge of your shoulders, so not too wide. Now look at your wrist creases. Are they pointing straight ahead? No. Your thumb side is short. So you have to turn, so turn and open the thumb side of your, yes. Can you feel that difference? No? Okay. So this is what you're doing most of the time. And many people do this. Look here, everybody. You too could be doing this. So the energy is getting stuck here. Yeah. So you want to open that space. Yes. Yes. And if you look at it, you're going to see it better maybe than feeling it. Then you start to try to feel it too, right? But looking is always good. And remember, it's the outer edge of your thumb that's on the ground, right? The outer edge is not the flat of the thumb. That's not how the thumb operates. The thumb operates differently from the fingers. So it's the outer edge of the thumb. And then we tend to roll towards the pinky side of the hand also. So you're going to roll to the inner edge of all the fingers so that the knuckles point straight up and the fingernails, right? And then keep everything on the mat, all the finger bits down. Yeah, press down. Yeah. Now spread the palms and press into the base knuckles of your fingers, your index, middle, and ring finger. Turn your hands a little more out, Robin. Yeah, here you go. Okay, and straighten your elbows. Straighten your elbows. Yeah, and pull your waist in and pull your tail under. More and more. Yes. Good. Okay. So this is down dog, hands and arms, handstand, everything else. Turn your hands a little more out, especially your left ones, Sandra, and widen your hands a little more. You're too narrow. Separate them apart from each other. Yeah, turn your left hand out more. Yes. You see that in your wrist crease? Take a look. And then press forward and down, like press forward. So your hands, don't move your hands, but press down and forward. Like you're pushing the floor away from you. What happens? Your buttocks goes back, right? Okay, this is the same thing you have to do in down dog, curve elbows, okay? All right, good. Now, let's take the hand a little bit back and then you come up. You lift your buttocks up, right, in order to get the wrist stretch. Yeah. So Robin, move your hands quite a bit more forward. Quite a bit more forward. Yeah, straight elbows all the way. Now move yourself forward in space a lot. Lift your head up. Oop, yeah. Yeah, straight elbows. Straight elbows. Yeah. Okay. That's hard for you, Robin. Yes, I know. Just try. And the way to straighten is just wrap the triceps around in towards each other. Okay. And then you come in and out of this several times. Okay. And those of you who it's easy, you can move your hands more back. Right. And the way to get into the stretch is to lift your buttocks up off, right? Your heels. Oh. And then if you bring your hands way close in, you'll have to turn your hands a little bit out. You can just lean forward. You don't even need to lift your buttocks. Your sitting bones come up, but your flesh doesn't. That's it, Robin. So if I were you, Robin, I'd bring your hands even more forward. No, bring them forward. And then move your chest a lot forward. Yes, there. But now squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Yeah, squeeze your elbows in and lift your yes. Squeeze your elbows in, especially the right one. Yeah. Turn your right hand out more. Yes. Squeeze your elbow in more. Yeah. Good. Come down and rest. Okay. That might be good for you to explore. Yeah. Okay. Next one is this. You take the backs of the hands down like this. You sit up. Oh, actually start back here. Start back here. And then you sit back. Start way back, Robin. Start your hand. Yes. Yeah. That's good. Like that. Yeah. Go slow. Yeah. And then you can kind of move your hands a little bit forward and sit back slowly. You may not sit all the way back. Draw your waist in for support. No, bring your hands more forward. No, yeah. So harder is forward. So look here. So bring your hands forward, sit up, sit up, sit up. Like, but see how my buttocks is up? Buttocks is up. So get the backs of your hands down. And yes, now slowly, you may not sit down, just slowly start to sit back. That's the stretch when you go back, right? When your arms are straight, okay? Okay, good. All right, one more. Straight, yeah, working on straight, yep. And then this one is the last one. Oh. No, we did the first one. Oh no. Oh yeah, it's this one. Sorry. Yes, you're right. You're right. It's this one. Yeah, turn your hand. Easier back. Oh, that's good though. I like that one. Ooh. Yeah. So then you keep going forward if it's easy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. Yeah. And then if you get to a comfortable place, you can just be there. But it's harder the further forward you go. Mm. Yes, totally. Yeah. Okay. And then release. And then you can sit up on your heels. And then you can use your palm. This is the Hasta chakra, hand chakra. We all have healing hands, right? That's the first thing we do to soothe, right? So you use your hot palm and circle around your wrist area just to give it a little juju. And then do the other side. Yeah, I know. I know. These are for Robin, so you can all blame Robin. Well, because you want to be able to have more mobility in your joints. So if you stop going to the end of your mobility, then that becomes the end of your mobility, right? So the less movement you do, the less movement you're capable of doing, right? So that's why we do it. That's why we do yoga. Okay. So then it's this nice wrist circles. Keep the elbows together and keep the wrists about in line with your eyes. Right? And let your wrists be soft and your fingers, and let both elbows slide up and down. And then go the other way. Soft wrists, soft fingers, elbows slide up and down. Harder the opposite way. Yeah, good. And then you can turn the palms out, reach up, take a little back bend. And then release. Good. Okay, and then we'll sit in Baddha Konasana. So then you're going to you can still sit on your support, soles of the feet together, knees apart. Oh, this one, not good for you. One leg straight, okay. So you can go more like Upavishta, Susan. Out, yeah. And or you could also do one leg in Virasana. That's another option. Up to you. You'd have to turn the blanket the other way, probably. Yeah. Okay, so Baddha Konasana. I think take your bolster. I think the bolster has more height, and then you can add a blanket if you need to. Yeah.
One foot goes flat.
Yeah.
Tightness here.
Well, one foot.
This one flattens. This one almost doesn't.
Yeah, it's tighter. Yeah, and your right knee is up too, right? Yeah, it's in it's the hip. It's either the inner groin or the outer hip, or the top. Something in there is not. Yeah. Yeah, not even. Yeah. And that's pretty common, right? That one side is tighter. Yeah, yeah. So we're working towards evenness and openness. Yeah. Why? Because our system is ropes and pulleys, right? So when one side is tight, the other side is going to be long, and then your head and neck and eyes always have to level, right? So then everything gets all fakaktu, as we know. Entropy sets in the moment we're born. The death process begins. Anyway, okay, so now we take the block and we move it here. Yeah, and then work towards allowing the feet also to open. Because if you open the feet, the lower legs also turn just a little bit, like the forearm turns, not as much as that, but a little turn when you bend the knees. And that's what helps you go into cross leg positions and lotus and so on. Inner legs extend, outer legs retract. Buttock stays broad, pelvic floor is of course broadening. You know that. Sacrum in and up, chest up. Femur bones are turning backward in the hip sockets, externally rotating. Then flat like this. Widen the inner thighs, inner groin to inner knee, pelvic floor broad, outer knee to outer hip, external rotation. Open the feet, soles of the feet start to go up. Until your knees are on the ground, you can open the soles of the feet up. And then the baby is 9 months. Yep. Getting ready to come out. Yep. Yeah. I mean, when do we do this? Without, right? We've stopped this movement. We only do this movement. That's it. And sit and walk and sit. Mm. Oh, God, help me. Woo. Okay, and then go back to no block and see how happy that is for you. Relief. And then open the feet. Go ahead and hold your feet at the big toe mound with your thumb and bring your other fingers towards the pinky toe mound. You can let your heels, they don't have to stay glued. See, look at my heels. Look, heels can come up like this. Yeah. Yes. See what happens when you allow that. Yes. Extend the inner leg, retract the outer leg, buttocks broad. Of course, the pelvic floor is broad. Femur bones are turning backwards in the hip socket. Yeah. And then you lift the feet up here, but we won't do that today. Okay, good. And then go ahead and extend your legs. Good. And you can again massage up and down. Okay, so it's already 10. So we will, yeah, that's the thing. I had all these grand schemes, but I think we could do Utthita Hasta. Let's do it. Get the chairs if you need a chair. So we're going to do Utthita Hasta 1, 2, and 3. Okay. We'll try not to waste all our time doing that and then come down and do it on the floor. Okay. Not waste our time, but spend too much time. Okay. So I try not to hold you forever. So you can, I don't know. So you can either use the chair or you can use the rope wall here. You can also have your feet on blocks if you need more height. So the first one is this. Okay. Yeah, standing is Utthita. Then we'll do Supta. Okay. Now, why don't you get the chair if you think you're going to need the chair? Yeah. And just change, come down, whatever you need to do. Take 2 blocks and let's do this also. Sandra, come down, remove the yoga mat, just flip it away. So then you don't get stuck with feeling like you want to be. So you want to have you want to be in line with those hooks, right? So then you can have 1 foot here and 1 foot there. Okay. Repeat to 1 when you're ready. Go for it. So why don't you go here and then just hold 1 belly. And then maybe you want a blanket. Nice for your foot. And then you can have your heel here and your foot there, so it can be a little pointed. Yeah, and a little off center. Now, is that still too strong? Because you can also have your feet on blocks if you wanted to go a little higher. Good. Is it your right one?
Is the right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. It should be super peaceful, Susan. So if it's not super peaceful, then I'm going to recommend that you stand on the block too. See how, I don't know where, you want your heel on the block. Even your hips. Now, when you're holding the rope, here, I'm going to give you this. Now you put your heel there. Oh, maybe that's too high. Yeah.
It's okay, but I can't.
Okay. Okay. So with the rope, let me show. Look here. You take the rope like this, like you're holding a teacup, and then you hook your thumbs, turn your palms up like this. So you're going from the outside in, then turn your hands down, slide down. So it's like this. Go look all the way down. Elbows bend. You give a light pull to lift your chest. Yes, that's all. And it's a little balance, of course. But knee a little bent is okay. Other option is to flip the blocks up to the long skinny edge. So you can do that on the other side if you want. Step down, change leg. Again, this is a thing you could do on a regular basis. Let's try, come down. Let's just take it up a notch. If that feels dicey, then we don't have to. But make sure you stand both legs on here and the heels have to be on there. Not so much the ball of the toes, but the heel has to be on there. Okay. Now try the left leg up. Uh-oh. Here, I'll show. I'll show. Yeah. 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 So you just put this under and then you put your heel right there. Remember with the rope, it's basically pulling down in order to lift your rib basket and chest and your yoga moons up. Exhale and inhale, but maintain this as you exhale and press this thigh back. Yeah, good. Straighten the right leg, Sandra. No, the one that's standing. Yes, that one. Yeah. Yeah, and push that right thigh back at the root. Yes. Good. Yes. Good. So the leg that's up, if you need to slightly bend the knee, that's totally fine. Okay, or even if you need to strongly bend the knee, then you might want to get more height. But the leg you're standing on should be in Tadasana, right? Which means don't push your calf back more than your thigh. Push your root of your thigh back more than your calf. Okay, step down. Good. So that's like when you're lying down and I'm pushing this thigh down with my foot, right? It's the standing leg has to, right? It shouldn't be pushing forward. It's got to root back, right? And it's the same thing when you raise your leg up lying down, this pops up, this has to stay down. Okay. So now it's the side, right? So you're going to, and so if it's easy, then you're sort of straight out to the side. More challenging, then you're a little bit more back. So your leg comes a little forward. And then you curl that right sitting bone under, drop it down, and push the root of the left thigh back. And then you hold up a little high, because if you hold here, it'll
That's more
wiggle.
challenging going back.
More challenging is straight out to the side.
Right.
Less challenging is, yeah. Now, you could also do it with your knee bent, if that's better, like that. Yeah, just like that. Is that okay? Okay. And you may do that without, you might find you don't need to stand on the blocks when you do that, but whatever you like. That's also fine. Yeah. So Archie, I'm going to suggest that you step down and then move back a little towards Margie, maybe an inch. Okay. Maybe and move in towards the rope wall, maybe a half inch. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Move back towards Margie a little bit more. Okay. Now bring the, because your hip is doing this. So you want your hip down here. So you need to go back that way a little bit more. Back that way a little more. Back that way a little more. Now try. A little better. I'm going to suggest that you come back a little more towards Margie and a little closer towards the rope wall. Yeah. Okay. Try that. Yeah, oh, yes. Okay.
Yep.
Push this back. Root of the thigh, not the knee, not the knee, root of the thigh. Yes, and curl the left buttock, right buttock under. So those two, just like in Trikonasana, they work, that way. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Good. Step down, change legs. So if you'll have to move if you're standing on something the other way, right? So the whole point is, of course, you're getting a stretch and stuff like that, but you really want to pay attention to your hips. Because if you're hiking your hip up, then you're just annoying your lower back, and you don't want to annoy your lower back. Your lower back is already annoyed.
That's true.
Well,
How do you make your-
well, that's something that you have to pay attention to, right? To sensing and feeling. So this has to push back that much. So now you're in Tadasana. Now, maintaining Tadasana, can you drop this buttock and yes, more? Yeah, yes, that's so much better.
Yeah, but you can fall over too, yeah.
No, you're not. Yes, yeah, yeah. So you're evening your hips. That's what you want to start to feel. That's the most important thing. Most important. Okay, good. Step down, take a breath. So the next one is, and the last one, we'll do standing, is you put your foot on the hook as if you're doing Supta 1, right? Then you're going to hold up high on the belt, turn. And as you turn more, you reach up higher on the belt, right? Because this shoulder is coming around, right? And then maybe you extend the arm, and then maybe you turn the head, okay? So take your right leg up as in Utthita, not Supta, sorry, Utthita 1. Stand on those things. If you stood on them before, whatever you stood on for Utthita 1, stand on for Utthita 2. Use 2 blocks, because then when you step down, it's less dangerous. Right leg up. Yes, RT, good. That's it. Now, if you're able, straighten this leg by pushing this head of the feet, and then straighten this leg as you're able, okay? And then you start to turn, and as you turn, you go this way, up. Yeah, okay, all right. And then this, breathe, okay. Okay, and now if it's too much, step down and stand on a block. Let's get you a block. Because this is even more, this takes it to another level, so. And you may need to adjust this. Yeah, good, good, good. Yes. Keep your hand on your hip for now. Yeah. Press the root of the thigh back, about 12 inches. There. Yeah. So, oopsie. Now bring that hand to the hip for now. Walk this arm up the belt. Yes. And bring this around, bring this around, bring this around. Yes. Now bring this around. Yes. Now maybe you take the arm. There you go. We lost a lot here. Push this back with all your, yes. And then turn your eyeballs here. Good. Yeah. Good. Okay. Go this way towards the wall. Walk up with your arm. Just climb up the rope. There you go. Good. Now press this thigh back. Good. Lift your torso. Good. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That means because this is more intense, because it kind of really straightens that leg, you take the block higher. So step down, take the block. Change leg. So if this one is more intense on the straight leg. So you can, 2 things you can do. You can bend the knee a little, of course, always, the one that's up, I mean. Or you just take your support higher that you're standing on, or both. Okay, don't like force the leg that's up to be straight. Straighten the standing leg, the one you're standing on, and root that thigh back, not the calf, but the thigh and the buttocks forward. Yeah, this side's better anyway, Robin. The other way. Yeah. Left leg is up now. Oh, that's why. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, Susan? Okay. Yeah, better, Artie. Just keep that left leg bent a little. That's fine. Yeah. And or come down and take the blocks up a notch. You might like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yep. It doesn't matter. Fine. So, but as you turn, yeah, keep your left hand to your hip. Yes. Oh, you can do that. Yes. Climb up, climb up. Yes. Now lift your rib back, lift your crown, not your shoulders. Yes. And then turn from your belly button and your ribs and then your upper back and chest. Yes. Yeah. And breathe into the shape you have created. Yes. Good. Beautiful, Margie. Yes. That's Margie's pose. Yes. Yes, totally. Yeah. Yeah. It's finding what support you need to get into the shape that's like, okay, this is the shape, and then breathe into the shape, you know. Good. Untwist, come down, take a breath and rest. Very good. Okay, now so now we'll do Supta Padangusthasana, okay, with the lying down. So we need a little space. RT, maybe come back over here. And then, so you want to have enough space, and I think that'll do it in between each other, because we'll do leg out to the side and leg across. And then when you you're going to put your yoga mat to the wall and one hook on either side of your mat, skinny edge of the mat to the wall. And then you want to have your belt. You can, the blocks you will use actually at one point also. So you can have a block on either side of you. And then the belt to your right side. And then you could have a blanket for your head if you like. Not needed, but it's nice if you want it. You do need a rolled up blanket for your hip on the right hand side. Okay. So Sandra, move that way and then have one hook on either side of your mat. That's it, like that. Yeah. Good. And then you get your mat all the way up to the wall here. So you're Stevensy. There you go. Okay. Yeah, that's it, Archie. Okay. So then what you're going to do is, can I show on your mat? Okay. So you're going to wedge in, get your feet to the wall, have your knees a little bit bent, feet together, heels at the wall, and then you hold the mat. And you can lift your head up so that you don't pull your hair, but you can also just let it be. Right. So now the tailbone is curled under, buttocks flesh down, shoulder blades have been pulled down. So I'm in this fantastic waist is hollow Tadasana, Supta Tadasana. And then the first thing we're going to do is just take this knee. Now, don't hike the hip up, right? So you have to roll this outer hip and thigh down and draw this left thigh and hip up so that you're not cockeyed one way or the other, but you're straight, right? And then you have to let go of what's holding on in the back body. So you have to roll your hips back. Top of the right hip has to move down. Sitting bone curls up. So your hips are rolled back like flattened. And this thigh is the back of the thigh is down. So we're going to do that on each leg. Then we're going to do this one, perpendicular with the elbows down, belt. Then we're going to do this one. And for that one, you're going to have a rolled up blanket here, right? For support. Then we're going to do this one and then maybe the other one. Okay. So let's start with just lie down, wedge in. Have all your props handy. Take a beat in your Supta Tadasana. It's so yummy. You can enjoy that for the rest of your life. I'm going to recommend this.
Okay.
Yeah, softness and yeah. And you can also, and then after you've enjoyed, I know that's the best part. I recommend you could do this at your home practice. Just this. Yeah, yeah, you can use anything. Yeah. Then you're going to take the right knee to chest when you're ready. Okay. And then remember, you want to deflate, you want to release, you want to observe the back. So don't pull the leg in, but rather let the back muscles release. And then take a breath in as you exhale. Inhale, exhale. It's flattened, right? So as you exhale, see how it just falls. Because you stop pushing your belly forward. And when you push your belly forward, your back engages. Yeah. So that's it. Move this a little to the left. So you can move the left foot a little to the left so you have more hip width distance between your feet. I find that's helpful. And then even as you have your left knee to chest, right knee, you press the left thigh down. Okay? Yeah. And so you're deflating yourself more and more effortlessly. Left shoulder stays down. Yeah. Then, oh, that's your, I'll give you another one for that. Okay. Head support is nice. So you take your lower back and the top of your hip away from your lower back, and your sitting bone curls up because your hips are rolling back, and your waist hollows. Left shoulder down. Yeah. Good. Okay. Good. Release. Change legs. Re-wedge. Always a nice thing. Quick re-wedge. And then take your left knee to chest. Move your right foot a little out to the side so you have hip width distance, especially if you hike your hip up, right? And then roll the outer, yeah. So when you, before you interlace your fingers, take a few beats, like several beats. And then think about, first of all, outer left hip down, outer right leg draws up into the hip socket. So your sitting bones both point down to your heel. Then think about releasing the muscles in the back of your body so that top of your hip bone can come away from your lower back on that side. And pay attention to the feeling there. And as you release that and hollow the waist, see how much that just fell. You didn't have to do it. So you take your time to find that and build it. And then you press the left down, the right leg down as you take. Okay, can I push it? Okay. So back off a little. Don't, yeah. Okay. Good. And then slowly start to go that way, releasing your lower back. Let your top of your hip come this way. Okay, and then let the sitting bone go up this way. So allow that to release, right? As this stays there. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it is. Good. Okay. Release. Re-wedge. Take a breath. Then you're going to repeat taking the right leg up and letting it fall in. Don't take the belt even. I mean, you can have the belt handy, but I really want you to find first that you have to do this. So the top of the hip has to move away from the lower back. The sitting bone has to travel along the back of the thigh to the back of the knee. So you've gotten your lower back and buttocks sort of out of the equation of tension, right? Let that really happen and feel that happening. And then put the belt around the ball of the foot and take the hamstring and the calf into the equation. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that's in that equation, you know. Yes, a lot of X's and Y's. So now, when you hold the belt, put the belt, try to get the belt on the heel. So if to do that, you point your foot and then you shimmy the belt down until it gets to the tip of the heel and then flex. Then you push the heel into the belt like you're pushing a shovel into the earth. Slide your elbows down to rest on the ground. Leg is at, move your left leg a little out to the side so you have that little bit of space for your pelvic floor. Roll the outer right hip and thigh down and maintain that as you push up through the heel from the knee and take the leg up to perpendicular. So as you roll the right hip down, the left leg will come up. Yes, exactly. So the sitting bones are square. Yes, that was excellent. You found that. Good. Be there and breathe. Yes, Robin. Perfect. Good. Roll this hip down. Yes. And as you do that, this one comes up a little. Yes, exactly. Chin down a little, waist down. This, I know. Okay, Sandra's got the her first time, the foot in the groin. They all know that. They all know it. They all feel your pain, Sandra. Don't fight it. Inner leg down, inner leg down, inner thigh down, inner groin down. This way. Yes. that much. Elbows down. Yes. And there's abdominal work going on here. It's abdominal work. That's a fact. The lower, the sides of the waist down and up, that's Uddiyana Bandha. And this release here as you engage here. Yes. Good. All right, release, bend the knee, take a rest. Knee to chest. I mean, you don't have to force the knee in. That's not the idea. But just to continue to release the top of the hip away from the lower back and sink the waist, and then change legs, re-wedge and change legs. Take the left knee to chest. Remember, don't force it in with your arms, right? But release, follow, let it fall, adjust the pelvis, adjust the right foot a little out to the side, not too much, just enough so your heels are more in line with your sit bone. So you have some space for your pelvic floor, right? And you'll start to feel that, sense and feel it. Do not do that. Okay, go ahead, interlace the fingers. Yeah, and stay there and breathe. Yeah. Think about this. So don't think about pulling this in or pulling anything in here. Just think about this. So I want you to feel it here. Yeah. Then you take the belt around the left foot and shimmy it down to the heel and straighten the leg and slide your elbows down. Okay. And your leg is perpendicular. And you roll that left hip. You keep doing this with your hip. Like you have to do this 100,000 times. Okay. So your leg back off more. Here's perpendicular. Roll that outer left hip and thigh down. And at the same time, draw the right leg up. Yes. So the hips are square. Yes. And sink the waist down. A little, not up, down. So this can release. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because this is part of that. And this is what you're engaging. And you should be releasing. Yeah. And this down and we'll up that way. Yes, that's Uddiyana. Now breathe. Yes. Good. Good. Take this to the heel. Firm knee. Good. Sink your waist. Breathe. Move this foot a little out to the side. Heel more the heel. Yeah. And this soften. Yes. Good. It goes that way. Down this way. Yes. Straight knee here. Push the thigh away. And the heel up. Okay. This side. Ooh. Okay. Good. Bend the knee. Release. Take a breath. Good. Once one or two fall and the third one falls, then I end it. Just FYI. Okay, I've timed it. It's enough. Okay. And then the next one, you'll need your rolled up blanket. So grab that blanket above your head, Sandra. No, the other one. That one, yeah. Now open it up a notch and then roll it like this. Okay? Yeah. So then what you're going to do is wedge in. You're going to take your leg up. This time you're going to have the belt on the ball of the foot. You're going to take the belt in your left hand, take your leg a little across, and then you take that blanket under your hip. I'll show you. So this rolled up blanket under your hip here, right? So that it's out on this side and in on this side. So it's under the flesh, not the bone. That's going to support your hip. And back. Then you change. No, it's under the flesh of your buttocks towards the outer hip into the sit bone. Then change your arm. So your right arm extends up, holds the leg. Extend your left arm out to the side, palm down to start. Now, before you go, move your left leg out maybe 6 to 12 inches. So it's wider than you normally would go. Straighten your right leg. Now, and when you're on the ball of the foot, have it on the big toe mound and push that up. So you extend your inner legs from your inner groin to your inner knees and widen your pelvic floor. Now turn your foot and thigh, everything out into external rotation. Wait, I forgot something. You try to get your leg up high as you can first. Then you turn the leg. Now go slowly. Keep this inner groin down. Yeah. Keep extending. Go slow. Stop there. Stop there. See if you can stop. Good. Yeah. Now maybe you go a little more. Now bend your elbow. Slide your elbow down to the ground. Touch your elbow to the ground. Now you can turn your left shoulder up if you like. Bring your arm down more. Now bring your whole arm. Now turn your, yes. So yeah, so you can open there. Now you're still firm a little bit in the waist and you're turning a little bit away actually from, so you're turning towards the left a little, right? To stabilize. Yeah, that's it. And open the pelvic floor and widen from the inner groin to the inner knee to the inner feet, both legs. Open that space. Yeah. Good. Okay, Susan. Move your rib cage and shoulders and head even a teeny bit more. That's good. That's better. Good. Bring your left arm and shoulder a little more down. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. So once you get into it, the foot will right itself, right? But you've turned, yeah, it just helps you. The reason you turn that is to turn your whole leg into external rotation before you go. I'm gonna roll it this way because that just makes it thicker. You don't need it that thick. And not even gonna roll. So it goes, this is closer by your sitting bone, out further by your hip, right? Because that's the shape of your sacrum. And you want it on the flesh of the buttocks. Turn. Bring this leg more out. Yeah. Okay. Now stay there and breathe. Push here. Push. Push. Extend. Yes. Take your time. Yes. Now turn the shoulder and palm up. Bring your head a little to the right. Yeah. A little more. Yeah. Okay. Good. And then your sides of your waist, you know, there's a little bit of that Uddiyana and a little turning to the left, but you're good. Just in order to stabilize. That's it. That's good. Yeah. Good. Push into the belt, pull back, inhale, come up. Take the knee to chest, take a rest. And then you reorganize your legs back to neutral. You can re-wedge is a good idea. You're going to move the blanket to the other side and you're going to repeat on the other side. Yep. Doing good. Over here. So don't put the belt on your foot. Don't put the belt on your foot. Re-wedge your body. So hold the mat, you know, do that, all that stuff. And then take this a little out so you can really get yourself organized because you're gonna move around. Okay, take a moment. Now, bend your left knee to chest. Take a breath. Relax your left foot. Release the hips. Down. Yes. 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 Now take the belt around the ball of the left foot. Push the ball of the foot up into the belt. And I forgot this on the other side. So there's so many things to tell you. Get it all. Before you do anything else, just stay in soup to one. Now push the ball of the foot up into the belt. Lift the left leg up out of the hip socket and move it closer to your head side. And you can do that a couple of times. Because you want to end up ideally with your legs higher than your hip, or at least at hip level, not lower than your hip. That's push your ball of the foot up more. Point your foot more. Yeah, and the inner foot more. Inner foot more. Push your inner foot up and push, yeah. And firm your knee. Good. Then hold both sides of the belt in the right hand, change hands, and go across a little so that you can tuck the blanket under. Yeah. Then you come back, change hands. Now stay there and press that outer hip down and draw the right leg up into the hip socket. Turn the foot and the whole leg into external rotation and then go. Oh, wait, move your right leg out about 6 inches. There you go. Now open the sides, don't go yet. Open the sides of the pelvis, open the inner thighs, all the way to the inner, yes, feet, yes. Turn the foot. Now, when you get to your comfortable maximum, bend your elbow and get it on the ground, yes. Push the ball of the foot more into the belt. So there's more action in the leg, as if you're standing almost. Now, the right arm palm can turn up and center your head and shoulders, bring your head back to the left to the front, yes, and breathe. And still, the waist is firm a little bit, right? There's a little Uddiyana, a little bit of the sides of the waist down and up, and a little turn this way to keep you stable, okay? Okay. Move your elbow. Left elbow should be, I think if you take it a little more in line with your shoulder, it might be easier. And then extend. Don't forget that extension. Yeah, actively lengthen your inner legs, both of them. Yes. Good. And then you can do this, without taking the other leg out to the side. But I'm trying to get you to feel that widening of the pelvic floor and the inner thigh because that gets so squeezed. That has to open. Okay. Good. Push into the belt. Inhale, come up, full, and bend the knee. Take your legs back, your right leg back into neutral. Take a breath, relax. Yeah. Re-wedge. We have two more. So the next one, after you've wedged, take your right knee, release your hips down, don't hike up, let it fall, right? Roll the hips back like flatten, even as you press the inner left leg down. Then you take the belt around the ball of the foot again. Now you're going to back off a little away from perpendicular for this one. Take both sides of the belt in the left hand, extend the right arm, and you're going to go across. Now, and you can widen your left foot a little bit out to the side, so it's sit bone width. When you go across, don't collapse, right? Try to keep the broadness of the pelvic floor, the broadness of the hips, the sitting bones. So it's more like, oh, there we go. It's kind of like Parivrita Trikonasana, Parivrita revolved triangle pose, standing, right? And then you split the knee. So the outer knee draws back to the outer hip and also extends to the outer foot. So you're really getting that extension on your outer leg. Yeah, it's easy for you, this one. Good. Bring your right arm a little more down. Yeah, so don't go higher than the shoulder. Yeah. Extend your right arm. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and keep your head centered. Yeah, good. And then just go to a comfortable place. Again, you might find that if you lift your left shoulder up a little higher, that's better. Left elbow, not shoulder, sorry. And right shoulder, yes, down. There you go. Good. And then once again, instead of pushing the abdomen out, you want to maintain that hollowing of your abdomen at all times. So remember what we do in Tadagi Mudra and all those guys? Don't forget it here. So sides of the waist down and up. Yes, that's Uddiyana. Yes, that's Uddiyana. And then you can breathe into all this stuff. Yes, that's it. Good. It stays in Tadasana. Good question. Yes, thank you. And then push, pull, inhale, come up, bend the knee, take a rest, and then we'll do that on the other side. Then we're going to repeat and we're going to turn that left leg all the way out. So we're going to do a different twist, right? But first, do your left leg. You can re-wedge. And these are some of my favorite things. I love these. There's so much you can learn, especially if you really quiet down and don't hike your hip up. Move your right leg a little more out. Okay. And now just hold the leg, but don't like do the death grip in your fingers or arms. So relax your fingers and arms a little, even though you're holding. So it's kind of like you're holding like it's not a big deal. Okay, now don't pull. Okay. So this is your smiling hip crease. This is your frowning hip crease. Okay, and then this you have to take a breath and exhale and don't harden, but hollow and go to flatten. Let this release and this fall in. Just see how it fell in?
Yeah.
So you have to do that again and again. So then you're going to take the belt around the ball of the left foot. Yeah, and do the whole thing. Good. Yeah, split the knee. So, and don't collapse as much as you can. Try to lift your inner left thigh up off your right thigh, even as you're there. Try to widen your pelvic floor, even as you're there. So it's like you're doing a standing pose practically. And your left arm goes out to the side, your right elbow down, right? So you can, and keep your head centered. Bring your head back there. Yeah, that's, keep your Sushumna Nadi, your central channel straight. Yeah. And then you push out. Yes. Yes. You don't have to go too much more if you don't want to, but that's good, right? Like that. Yes. So you're just activating that leg. Good. Okay, Robin? You look fantastic. How do you feel? You do. You are. You are. You're like you could be on the yoga journal cover. All right, good. Come on up. Push, pull, Artie. So that means straight leg, push into the belt. Yeah, there you go. And turn the waist. Good. Then bend the knee, relax. Don't pull it in, just let it fall. Yeah, so that you can practice that again and again and start to feel it. And because you have to reconnect, right, to that part that has the bad habit. So now the next one, again, you can re-wedge. You'll take your right knee to chest. You'll take your right leg up. You'll take the belt around the ball of the right foot. Now, before you go, just watch here for a second. You'll bend your left knee. So you've already wedged and now your knee is completely bent. Push into the left foot so your hips lift. Move your hips over to the right a few inches. Then you extend your left leg and you're going to come to the whole outside edge. You're going to roll to the whole outside edge of your left foot, turning and your left hip. And then you're going to go across. And here's where it's good to have a block on the highest height. And then you got your, so now this is like we did standing at the rope, Utita, right? Like that. And you have your belt, okay? And I'll come around and help you. So re-wedge, take the right knee to chest, take a breath, put the belt around the ball of the foot, and extend the leg. Take a few breaths, because you're repeating Supta 1 every time. So it's not like I have to quickly go into the next position. Don't turn the foot yet. Right, so straight leg. Yeah, okay, good. Now, change hands. Reach up high. Yes. See if you can keep your leg now perpendicular. Yes. Now, extend your right arm out to the side. Turn, and you can keep the palm down until you get situated. Now you slowly go across. As you go across, turn the foot, turn the foot all the way, the bottom foot. Now walk your left foot more that way. Yes, there you go. Yeah. So then this should be high. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Turn your bottom foot all the way, Sandra. All the way. Yeah. Push the stack a little more. Lift your hip. There you go. Good. Then your left elbow can be like the height of your shoulder. And then you turn your right arm up and try to get your right shoulder down. Yeah. So you turn your ribs, you turn your waist and bring your head back to neutral. Yes. The central channel is straight and you're twisting around that. Good. Be there and breathe. Okay. Okay, Robin. Turn your hand up. Yeah. That's, I think, a nicer, and then let the elbow, yeah, there you go. Yeah, looks good. You could bring the right shoulder a little down. Yeah.
My right leg is a little bent.
Yes, of course. Okay. And if you could also go even higher, if that's better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So do that. And keep rolling that right hip and thigh down, right? And lift that inner leg up so that, oh no, actually, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, still you want to keep that space. You don't want to collapse. Right. Good. Take you up higher. And let's take your elbow more here and relax the death grip. It's kind of not necessary, right? Because you got it. Now, actually, this foot can go more this way towards me. Keep going. There. That's better. And then get first a little adjustment. Good. So you're straight, tail to head. You're turning around that axis. Good. Okay. Come on up. Change legs. Very good. Adjust, bend your bottom leg knee, lift your hip, move, and then you can bend your top leg knee, take a breath, re-wedge and change. So it's a little complicated, but the more you practice it, the more you get it. And then you might find it extremely beneficial to try this at home. Especially if you've got issues here. Then don't overdo it. Prop yourself up a lot, be in the shape and breathe into the shape and pay attention to where the pain is. You back off out of pain, put your attention there and put your intention to get circulation there and healing there and, yeah. maybe what you need is engagement in that area. Then you engage it a little, right? Because if you have a tear, you need to engage it a little. The engagement is what's going to bring it back together, right? Oh yeah.
Oh, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah. But then it can be subtle. You can get it more and more subtle. Okay, press the right thigh away, any amount. Press your right leg away from you, at the root of the thigh. Sorry, your left leg, sorry. This, right here. Yeah, that, keep going that way. Yes, that much, and more, and more. Yes, now we're getting there. Now you bend your right knee, lift your hips a lot, move it over a lot, then extend your right leg. Then as you go, you turn your leg and foot. Yeah, there you go. Turn your bottom foot more, Susan. Yeah, there you go. Yes, there you go. So you can move your hips over more than you think. Yeah. It's hard to gauge the block. Yeah. Now you need to move your whole torso 6 inches that way. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now keep your head centered. Don't turn your head. Turn your left palm up now that you're in it. Turn your right palm up also, and know that that's pretty relaxed, right? Yeah. And then press this thigh back, root of this thigh back. Yes. There you go. And you could even, go higher if that's better. Right? Bring your left shoulder and shoulder blade down. Turn your palm up and don't do too much, but find evenness in your upper back and chest. So your Sushumna Nadi is not crimped. Okay? And then everything's turning around that. So as this goes this way, these guys go this way. It's a twist, right? Yeah. There you go. Keep pressing the root of this thigh back. Okay, fine. Okay. So can you make this roll this way more, like 6 inches? No, roll over more, like you're gonna, this way, yeah. Sorry, Susan. Like you were kind of hanging back here. Yeah, you're really on the outside of that leg and hip. You can go, you can adjust, right? You can find yes, more and more like that. Now your ribs turn to the left. Yes. And yes. And then just try to find a way to relax in that. How do you feel here? It's shaky. Yeah. Okay. So then if it's too much, then you back off. Come out and back off. Yeah. Okay. So that's what you're working towards slowly over time and supporting yourself. And the shaky means what? Come on out when you're ready. Sensory motor amnesia. That's exactly what it means, which means what's happening? That's been gripping for dear life for all of your 60 some years. So now you're trying to ask it to let go. So you back off. Then you go back, you're saying, come on, let go. Not like I'm going to yank you out.
Right.
Let go of holding on there. Yeah. All right. So now you have 2 blocks, one on either side of you or whatever, near you. Get your 2 blocks. Bend your knees. Put 1 flat block under your hip. So we're going to do the supported bridge and take the blanket out from under your head. If you need softness, you can have a thinnest little bit. Yeah. And have it sort of right under your sacrum. And then you can bend your elbows, lift your chest, roll your shoulders under, extend your arms. So let your armpit chest lift drastically and roll your shoulders under, shoulder blades under. Yes. Shoulders, deltoids down. Yeah. Yeah. And the abdomen hollow and the legs relaxed. Yeah. So you find that shoulders down. Yeah. Turn your palms this way. Yeah. There you go. Good. Yeah. Yeah. And this is just, yeah. Good. And then after some time, you can take the block up to the long skinny edge. So when you do that, you can engage your buttocks and your hamstrings towards each other and lift the tailbone. You can do that a few times. So you stabilize here and don't do it from your lower back. Do it from your buttocks and your hamstrings. Release your lower back. Lift your buttocks up and take the block up 1 notch higher as you're able. Rob, and then each time you take the block up, you're going to roll your shoulders under again and get your shoulders closer to the block. Yes, that's better. Yeah. So you have that lift of your chest. And remember, you can adjust where the block is, so it's not in your lower back, not too much in your tail, right in your sacrum. Let the front of the throat hollow and soften, the back of the neck and the base of the skull release. Yeah. Yeah. So not hardening. Yeah. I'm going to come under and give you a little lift. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. So now this is getting to be like a cliff, working towards that. Then, if you like, you can go higher. So you're going to either do 2 flat blocks, one on top of the other, 2 straight blocks. This height, high height, is taller, so it's harder. So you can see 2 blocks is good, because then you can have one under each side of your buttocks. It's just a little harder to adjust, maybe. They need to go back more. You got it? Yeah. So remember, each time you go higher, you've got to lift your chest, roll your shoulders under, and get closer to the block. Yeah. See how now we're getting a cliff here? Yes. Cliffhanger. And bring your feet closer together. No, don't straighten. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Just hip width, not too close. Yeah. Arms they can do anything you want, doesn't matter. But the outer edge of the upper arm rolls down, the inner edge of the upper arm lifts up along with the armpit chest. Yeah, and then soften all that effort. Don't do anything and relax. Yes. Sandra, can I give you a little adjustment here? So bring your feet just a little closer to each other. Okay, now no, don't come up yet. Roll the outer knees down to the inner knees. Press the inner knees down to the inner feet. Yes. Now your legs are in a better position. Engage your butt and legs and lift your hips. Higher, 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 higher. As high as you can. Yes. Okay, now go lower down. Okay, now, is that okay for you? Okay. It was just a little too much towards your tailbone, I think, but it shouldn't be in your lower back. So, do you want it more forward? So it's in your sacrum, this bone part, not here, not too much in the tail. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then roll your shoulders under. Yeah. Let the neck and throat soften. Yeah. And so the buttocks comes away from the sides of the sacrum, right? Yeah. Good. Now, when you're ready to come out, you engage your butt and legs. You can lift a few times. Try not to lift your heels up if you don't need to. Try to do it without lifting your heels up. Engage your butt and leg. Don't even remove the block. Just lift your hips up and down a few times. Up and down. Yes. So see how much you can lift. Now, when you're ready, you lift up high. You take the block down. You can go down step by step, or you can go straight down, whatever you're ready for. I think step by step. Remember, we did that. So go back to the long, skinny edge of the block. Take a few breaths there. If you like, you can extend just one leg. Keep the other leg bent. Extend the whole front of that leg. Yeah. If you're too close, that's okay. You can move back a little. Yeah. Yeah. And then you can change leg so that you get a chance. Oh, sorry. Come back to bent knees. For this one, move the block closer to your tailbone because you want to open up the crease of the groin, right? So move the block even onto a little bit onto your tip, and then try one leg only. Extend one leg. Now you should feel that right there at that crease better. Yeah, that's what you want to feel. So you can take a few, no, bring the foot on the ground. RT, let's take the blocks down. Just go down to the long skinny edge of one. Yeah. And then change leg. Bend the knee that's straight, straighten the knee that's bent. Take a few breaths there. So you can sort of enjoy that. And you can see how they're different, right? If you go both, then you kind of have a strong experience, but you can't differentiate. And then if you want, you can do both legs, or you can bend and come out and go to flat. Okay. So stay there and breathe. Stay there and just bring both your feet flat. Right. Widen your feet a little bit. Bring your feet a little more forward. Yeah. So now it's more your knees are over your ankles. Now, just straighten one leg out on the ground. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then you can change leg. Good. And you can do the same thing with the flat block if you like, Or you can just come down and take a few breaths and then remove the flat block. And then when you're ready, you can either do Shavasana or you can do legs up the wall if you like. I think Shavasana probably. And then you might want to, unless you want to keep in a supported bridge, you could do that with legs straight. And you can take a little support under your head and neck. If you want something under your knees, over you, whatever you like. Or plain vanilla, also good. Yeah, and make sure your feet aren't touching the wall. That's right. So you might need to move a little away from the wall, and you don't want to be touching props. You don't want to be touching, so you want to be really comfortable and warm. We do have eye pillows if anybody wants one. And take glasses off and watches. It's always good to take your watch off for the whole practice because you're not going to get any points from your Fitbit anyway for this. And then because it constricts the flow of energy, the skin and the nerves and everything. Yeah, let it go for a moment. Soon it'll be embedded anyway. So. Not yet, but there will be. We'll figure it out one day. Next life. Don't forget it. Take a breath. Breathe. And let go here. Back here. So, again, does not want to let go. But just that little touch there can help.
It's just lifting up my neck.
Yeah, just the touch of the blanket here helps the neck to relax because it feels support. Be here for a few minutes. So allow yourself to let go. And breathe into the space, the shape of your body. And observe the feeling of uncomfortableness or restriction or whatever you might feel that is restricting the free flow of prana, energy, life force, and allow that to let go and open and open and open. And breathe into that shape. We'll be here for 2 more minutes of rest and relaxation with awareness and gentleness, curiosity and compassion, observation and release. And take a little deeper breath. Don't move your body, just start to deepen the breath and allow the breath, the sense of the breath, to travel and lengthen and deepen, come through your whole body with your awareness of your breath. Move it into your pelvis, into your shoulders, into the back body, into the neck and head. Move it out into the arms and legs, hands and feet, toes and fingers. When you feel ready, you can wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe roll your ankles and wrists, and then bend your elbows one by one when you're ready, and bring your hands on your upper abdominal region and observe your abdominal breath for a few moments. Let your breath lengthen and deepen. When you're ready, you can bend your knees up one by one. And then pause with your knees bent and let your lower back release. Let your belly release towards your lower back. Is that your mat, Sandra, or is that our mat? Okay, might want to take that. Resting on your side when you're ready for a few breaths. Let your body be soft. And then taking your time when you're ready to come up, you'll pull, roll towards the ground. So it's like a twist, right? And then you pull the waist in, use your arms and uncurl and be as much of a rag doll as you can. And then come to sit in your royal seat. Take a few moments and observe your body. Observe your breath. Observe your shape. We'll do one Om and three Shanti to close. Take your Namaste Mudra, lift your heart, press your thumbs firmly to sternum if you'd like to feel the vibration of the chant there. Take a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take another big breath, lifting your chest, and then as you exhale, once again, bow your head to your heart from the base of your neck. Release your hands to your thighs and pause here for a few moments, finding your subtle bandhas, Mula, Uddiyana, and Jalandhara. And then with your eyes closed, curl up the back of the neck, level the ears over the shoulders. Take the eyes to the back of the head, drop down to the back of the heart, and to the back of the seat. And you stay rooted and grounded and foundational in your base, and open and expansive and brilliant, shining brightly like a diamond from your heart space. And let your head be cool and peaceful and spacious and broad. And then with the eyes level and at the back of the head and the inner gaze spacious and broad, allow your eyelids to gently float open. Namaste. Thank you. Enjoy the day. Get a little more sunshine before the rain sets in. I think tonight, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow now, I think maybe. Yeah, yeah. We need the rain, so we'll hope we get good amount.